Okay, so we set up our goals, and I just wanted to show you an example of how this actually works and how useful it is in terms of portion control and making sure that you're not overeating and equally as bad undereating. So what I'm looking to do with this particular client, I'm looking to hit around 400 calories per meal, and I'm looking to consume around 40 grams of protein a meal, about 30 to 35 grams of carbohydrate, and around 10 grams of fat. So you can see here in the blue line that I've actually done a pretty good job of doing this, and it's pretty straightforward. You see the food choices are, they're standard enough. There's nothing too flamboyant about them. This is not Michelin star stuff. We can come on to that. I'll show you an example at lunchtime. What we hit here, we've hit around 40 grams of protein, around 8 to 10 grams of fat, and 36 grams of carbohydrate. We can see that turkey has been quite a large bulk of that protein intake. Quite a chunk of carbohydrate in there as well. And we've got mustard, just to add a bit of flavour there. Obviously, it's only 10 calories, but it's 0 across the board. And we got a bit of porridge there. Why? Because, well, I like porridge. Why not have it? And it has about 25 grams of carbohydrate, tons of fibre, very low in fat and low in protein. So that meal there is pretty spot on. And what you can find is you'll come across breakfast that you enjoy, and I think that's the most important one, how this is sustainable, because you'll come across breakfast that you currently enjoy. Like, for instance, some people like scrambled eggs, some people like smoked salmon and scrambled eggs. But if you're looking at maybe getting around 200 calories in total across your breakfast, you may need to scale back on the eggs, or you may just need to scale back or actually physically weigh out how much smoked salmon you're having in it, and that way you'll be able to determine, okay, that's absolutely on the button for what I need, and equally I'm getting a tasty breakfast as a result of that. Let's go on to lunch. So lunch here we've got again we've got around 500 calories here. We've got just a little bit higher in the fat intake because of the nature of the food choices, but that's okay. We make up for it later. We've got again 40 grams of protein. We've got around the same amount of carbohydrate as our breakfast, but this is a bit higher in our fat intake. And how it comes, we've got a tin of salmon, we've got some bit of light mayonnaise, there's tons of seasoning in that. We haven't recorded any spices or herbs that I've added, which are it's just not worth recording. We've put a bit of spinach to make sure that we're hitting our vegetable intake, more for accountability, and our carbohydrate choices are coming from rice cakes, which gives us 30 odd grams of carbohydrate. We've got a little bit of a snack there as well, because as we come on down, there's a bit of Greek yogurt. We added in a very nice strawberry protein shake just to get the protein intake here, because this is a male, so the protein intake is quite high compared to a female, which is normally a little bit lower. So now we go down to the totals for the day, and as you can see here, we've actually hit spot on. So our target was 1754, and we've hit around 1790. Our carbohydrate is a little bit under for the day. Our fat is absolutely bang on, and our protein is a little bit over, which is no great loss there. So we've still got a few calories left if we want. Not a lot, but maybe we can look, as we go ahead for tomorrow. We can see that maybe there's an option of adding in some stuff the following day. So you can see how relevant this is. Now, don't get too hung up. It's not an exact science. You don't have to hit exactly 1754, but if you're within around 100 calories either way, roughly maybe 10%, maybe 150, that 10% error really isn't going to make a bunch of difference. So even if you go over, so if you added 1750, you add another 150 calories, it's not going to break the bank. So now what we can do is we've got a perfect day here, and what we can do is we can actually, if you're happy with that meal, we can just copy it across to tomorrow. So the way that's done, I'll show you another video with a couple of shortcuts. But I just want to show you the importance of measuring out. And again, that is 200 mil. It's not 250 mil. It's not 300 mil or an eyeball. It's 200 mil, and we know that because we've measured it. And the same with the chicken breast. That's 150 grams cooked, not 175. It's 150 grams, and same even with the tomatoes, because sometimes if you're watching those, and the bell peppers as well. So it's just a really good tool to use, and hopefully this has enabled you to see the validity of